What's up guys, how are we doing today? Today we're going to be doing a part 2 of the 2020 player guide thingo. Today we're going to be talking about free resources that you can gather just by walking around and exploring. Mainly fruit, stones, and common dung. Now you're probably wondering, what exactly is this useful for? Well, fruit in general can be used for making neutro bars, which can be used to sort of train pets, so there's a bit of a pet trade, so people that do that will gather that stuff. Dung is generally used for things like fertilizer and stuff like that. Stone is generally used in, from what I understand, crafting and a few other things. So there's a demand for all of this stuff, right? And it's just out there for free. It's just out there for free. Now, how you go about finding this stuff is when you're out in the world. Now, there's a little bit of a weird thing at the moment. I'm not sure if it's a glitch or if it's something that is remaining or what have you. But it used to be that when you walk around, you have to walk, not run. You would find stones and fruit and dung and things like that. But recently, people have been being able to discover this stuff while running. Me included, so I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but it's one of those things that can be very hit and miss. You could be running around for like an hour and find absolutely nothing. You could be running around and find things in like every couple of minutes, and it's very weird at how much you can gather at a time. There have been times where I've picked up some fruit and it's only given me like 5 pieces of fruit, and then there was other times where I picked up the exact same sort of fruit and it's given me like thousands of pieces of fruit. Now fruit, stones, and dung, they're pretty much exactly the same as sweat, as in they have pretty much no trade terminal value. It's stuff that you got to sell to other players. But the good thing about fruit and stones is that you can sell it on the auction house. Now, oh yeah, that's right, I'm overcumbered. Burr. So, if you gather enough, right, if you gather enough stuff, you can go into the food area and you'll be able to see there's Bombardo, that's what I've got here. Now, this, from memory, sells for about 20,000, I think, or 2,000-ish markup. For the week, for the month. Alright, so it's been selling for a good chunk, actually. Between 3 and 5, between 30 and 50,000% markup, right? So what that would look like is, say, this Bombardo here, if I was to try to sell it. 1 PED comes to just under 20,000, right? So if I was to increase it, it would be at 38,000%, and I could potentially sell this, and keeping in mind the auction value, I could probably sell this and get around 2 PED. So I'll probably get about 1.4 PED back after my auction fee. Now, different things have different markups. I'm not entirely sure why. I think certain things are either a little bit more common, or it's just different values in general, and they go up and down. Stone tends to be a little bit different. There's one specific stone that sells for quite a lot, and it's the most rarest stone out there. It sells for a hell of a lot, right? It sells for a hell of a lot. And you got dung, which okay, I think you can only sell dung to players. I could have sworn you used to be able to sell it in the auction house, but never mind. Oh well, doesn't matter. So this you would have to sell to other players, or if you get into land area stuff later on down the line, hold on to it, and then you could turn that stuff into fertilizer, so you can, do a lot of stuff, get monsters onto your land, all that sort of stuff. So how much can you really make doing it this way? Now, in this video and the previous video, we're talking about ways you can make PED for free. The way you can make some Planet Entropia dollars without spending any money, apart from, electricity bills and shit like that. So, if you think about the Bombardo, right, if you're able to find, say, if you're able to get a drop rate of Bombardier, you get fruit every 5-10 minutes. If you get around 15 to 100 pieces of fruit at a time, within an hour you could probably make maybe 3 or 4 PED worth of fruit. Maybe. So, realistically, this is something that you'll be doing while you're mining, while you're doing long-winded hunts or sweat hunts. Sweat hunts or swanting is something I'll go over more in depth in another video. That will be within the hunting aspect of stuff. So realistically, if you were to just if you were to just fruit gather for the entire day, yeah, you could probably sweat gather while you're doing it as well. But if you were to gather fruit and stones and stuff for an entire day, spend an entire day doing it, there is a very high possibility that you could make, upwards of 25 to 30 PED in that day. Which doesn't sound like a whole hell of a lot, until you realize that, hey, that's, about $3 a day. Which still isn't that much. If you do it for a week, you got a couple of hundred, you got over 100 PED, in your PED card. That's if you do it. That's if you do it all day, every day. Realistically, you're probably not going to be doing that. So this is just a way to make a little bit of extra passive income. Looking for this stuff is pretty simple. You just walk around or run around, depending on how you want to play it. Listen to some music, sit back and chill. If you're having a few drinks while you're doing it, just relaxing. Then, yeah, it can be a pretty relaxing time doing it. But at the end of the day, there's going to be only 2 ways to make money in Entropia Universe. That's either by getting a really big HOF or by investing. Investing I'll go over in another video. But for now, sweat gathering and gathering fruit and things are going to be your main source of income for playing the game, if you're not depositing. If you are depositing, then there is pretty much no point in looking for fruit or sweating. Really, there is no point. If you are depositing, you don't have to worry about this, because you will have far more Planet Entropia dollars with depositing than you'll ever have with sweating and looking for fruit and stones and stuff. So it all depends on how you want to go. If you've got that disposable income that you want to throw into the game, throw it into the game, have a good time. You won't have to worry about that much. You can just get in there, do your hunting, have some fun, probably get a few globals or a few HOFs, maybe, do some mining, have a jolly good time, and then walk away feeling like you've had some fun. Sweating and fruit gathering, that's more of if you just don't want to deposit anything into the game, which is understandable sometimes. Sometimes you don't have the money, but, that's up to you. Anyway, guys, this has been the fruit gathering stuff. This has been all about gathering those free materials. Video 1 and video 2, all about getting those free materials that you can use for various other things, and also use to just straight up make some Planet Entropia dollars. Make some PEDs for yourself. In the next video, I'll be going over the basics of sorry, I was just reading this chat here. You left me for dead. Fair enough. In the next video, I'm going to be going over the basics of sweat hunting and hunting in general. So next is going to be all about that hunting. All about them killing those creatures, sweating them, all the various ways you can hunt, various ways you can do it. Whether you want to do eco hunts, non-eco hunts, whether you want to go and shoot big monsters with big guns, the pros and cons to doing that, the pros and cons to sticking to your, sticking to lower level mobs as well. So that's going to be the next video. That will probably be, probably not for about 4 or 5 days. In about 4 or 5 days, that's when that video will be up. between now and then I'm going to be uploading a few different videos, so keep an eye out for those. And if there's anything specific you want me to cover during this whole process of starting this 2020 guide, let me know and I'll make sure I put it down on the list. Alright guys, hope you have a good day and I'll see you in the next one.